This is the Horse Radio Network.
This is episode 1181 of Horse Tip Daily, your almost everyday morsel of helpful hints, useful facts, and practical techniques for horse folks. Brought to you today by horselovers.com. Greetings, horse people. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily. Today's tip is an excerpt from the Certified Horsemanship Association episode on Horses in the Morning. Anne Brzezicki joins Christy Landwehr with some exercises for lengthening, shortening, or just maintaining your horse's stride. And we'll get right to our tip after this important message from horselovers.com. Horselovers.com is your one-spot stop on the web for your holiday and winter show season shopping needs. Feeling spontaneous? Check out horselovers.com's flash sales for fantastic deals on popular items for horse, rider, or barn. In a quandary over what to get for your horse-loving friends? Horselovers.com has holiday shopping guides sure to inspire. Or do you just need to get away and recharge? Well, horselovers.com has that covered too. Go to horselovers.com/sweeps and enter to win an all-expense-paid vacation to Walt Disney World in Orlando, Florida, including a behind-the-scenes tour of Tri-Circle D Ranch, a Fort Wilderness trail ride, and so much more. Go to horselovers.com/sweeps today. That's horselovers, HORSELOVERZ.com/sweeps.
So what stride control exercise? I know we talked about balance, but to maintain your stride, whether it's a regular working trot or a regular working canter or whatever the case may be, what are some of your exercises you like to do for your more advanced riders for those?
Very good question. I love bending and counter bending in each direction because we know that we're right and left-handed and our horses are usually right or left-handed. But as riders, we want to make our horses as symmetrical and ambidextrous as possible. So as we bend the horse in one direction, we stretch one side of the horse, but we do that by changing the position of the rider's body and the rider's aids. So we also give the rider a greater range of motion. Then when we bend him back to the original direction of our circle, we have to change those positions again. So it's asking both the horse and the rider to move their body parts around and limber up, become more flexible, and have a greater range of motion. Also, I think we have a lot of misunderstanding, even among some advanced riders, about things like rhythm, pace, and length of stride. You know, those are all three different factors to control in the horse, but they're related. They affect each other. So something I really enjoy doing with one of my classes is in the very first lab of the semester, we'll mark out a 60-foot distance along the rail and ask them to ride through at a collected gait and then an extended gait for the walk, trot, and canter, or the walk, jog, and lope. And then at the end of the semester, after we've worked a lot on stride control, we'll ask them to ride the same horse back through the same distance and compare, see what the differences are. I've known students who thought they were lengthening a horse's stride, but they get some empirical evidence that they really weren't. They were just going faster. So if you can count the number of strides between the 2 points, even as simply as count every time the horse's left front foot hits the ground after it crosses the first line, till the last time it hits the ground before it crosses the second line, you'll have an actual number to work with to see improvement. We've seen students who could only change a horse's stride length by one stride in that distance at the beginning of the semester, change it by as many as 7 strides at the trot by the end of the semester if we compare the difference between the collected gait and the extended gait. And that's something we see people like reiners doing a lot on a big circle. They have to do a large, fast circle and a small, slow circle. And you want to see the length of stride, the number of strides the horse takes on that circle change as the horse gets more limber and more powerful.
So I know you talked about you would put a rail between 2 points, or you'd put a cone between 2 points on the rail. What would you do for the circle for markers to be able to count?
I would put probably some cones out to maybe even 4 pairs of cones at the 4 quarters of the compass on a circle, defining a circle, so that there was some kind of a minimum control of the size of the circle, or in something in a medium-sized arena, the rider could come through the center like they would in the reining and use most of the space rather than just have a kind of a random figure out there. They need to be able to guide the track. You're absolutely right about that. In a dressage arena, of course, it's pretty easy because the 20-meter circle touches 4 points of the figure, so that makes it a little easy. Anything an instructor can do to define the space and help the rider repeat the track and change the number of strides or maintain the number of strides really helps riders with their advanced control of the horse.
And this is all so good because you're absolutely right. All these different exercises can build so much confidence, whether you horse show, whether you go down the trail, whether you do whatever you do with your own particular horse. So thank you for being on today. How do we find more information about MTSU and yourself? Is there a website people can find you on?
There is. And I would suggest going first to the MTSU Horse Science Program Facebook page, and under the little map on the left, you'll find the link to the programs in horse science.
Well, there you have it. You can find links to today's guests as well as lots more tips at horsetipdaily.com. Make sure you have all of your favorite Horse Radio Network shows with you wherever you go with the free Horse Radio Network app for iPhone and Android. Go to your app store and search Horse Radio Network. You can also subscribe via iTunes. This is Coach Jen, and I'll be back again soon with another tip. So until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements of guests or their opinions. Use your own judgment when listening to the tips provided by the experts on Horse Tip Daily.